Hi everyone, Willow Fox here. Just gonna go briefly through this order with you guys from Soma Luna. I know I said I would leave a review about them. I'm very pleased with it. One of my correspondences here on YouTube had said that he was disappointed in some of their candles being veneered rather than the color through. And so I can completely understand that. That would frustrate me as well, but I didn't order any candles, and it doesn't look like they really do a lot of candle business anymore. So maybe other people were frustrated with that as well. But I'm going to show you guys the box here, packed full of herbs. And I got a new mortar and pestle. This one I really don't plan on using too often. You guys saw that I got the big green marble mortar and pestle, and I'm in love with that. But I just thought this one was super cute, and it would make a good addition to my kitchen, which I'm still renovating. So that one will probably stay in there just as a prop. I may use it as in my portable collection for outdoor use because I like the wood on it. But I want to say this one was like $15. So actually, this one was comparable in price to the green marble one. The green marble one is definitely nicer. But Ohm Imports, you have to understand, you have to, if you want that green marble one, you have to order from Ohm Imports. And you have to spend at least $100 to order from them. Soma Luna, you do not. So, beautiful new mortar and pestle. And I'll take you briefly through these herbs so you can see the quality for yourself. Unless something is marked for tea use, culinary use, or organic, I will not consume it. There's a lot of questionable herb companies out there that sell herbs grown in other countries. And not to say that they're bad in any way. It's just that they don't have the same sort of FDA practices that we do here. So I don't always trust consuming something from another country. However, I will use it for magical purposes, and I definitely will burn it as incense. So, here we go. And I'm sorry, but my receipt does not contain, any prices. But this entire box with the mortar and pestle was almost exactly $60 after shipping. So, really good price. One of my favorite herbs, chamomile, and I got 2 ounces of that. And you can see this is fairly decent quality, but you can see how all the petals fall off at the bottom. I grew chamomile this year, but there was not enough room in the garden to have it, so I grew it out of a pot, and unfortunately I thought I could make it through the winter by bringing it inside, but it did eventually die off. So we'll be starting another batch in the spring, and I'm going to try to dedicate an entire garden bed to that, because if the bigger it grows, just the more it produces, and in the pots it did not get very big. So I was able to at least save quite a bit, but not as much as I would normally use. Usually I buy 1 pound packages. I bought this because the 1 pound packages I buy is for culinary use, but I bought this because I wanted to try it out in some incense and some other things to do with it for amulets and whatnot. So that I didn't need as high of a quality for, but it smells wonderful. That's my favorite part. Just love it. Okay, so lemongrass, 2 ounces. Alfalfa, and I find it funny that I actually purchased this. I didn't realize I still had this in my cart, but I wanted to make a note to myself to grab some alfalfa. We feed alfalfa to the horses as treats. So there's a lot of alfalfa already in my life, but I've heard that it has a rather pleasant smell when burned. So we will try that out. But I want to say it was like $2. So not a bad price for having some that's almost ground consistency. When we buy it, it comes in these hard pellets. So, and who knows what else they've added to them, but they're, I'm assuming, safe to eat since the horses eat them. Okay. And this, I don't know how to pronounce this, but I'm going to say colophony. And this is actually pine resin. And it has kind of a piney scent to it. 1 ounce. Lavender has to be one of my favorites, but burned, it just kind of has a very generic floral scent to it. And I actually got 2 ounces, but it came in 2 separate bags, unlike the other stuff. And I would say this is fairly good quality. And I'll be using that for soaps and incense and probably candles and a few other things. So, not culinary, but still fun. Rosemary, and I do grow rosemary as well, but I just harvested my rosemary, and a lot of it got used for culinary purposes, and some was sent off as gifts. So for my incense research, I ordered this package. This is fairly good. I can see 1 or 2 sticks in it, but I don't even break my plants down this nicely. So they probably have a machine that does it or something. Orris powder, 1 ounce. That's not good. If I can get a powder, I'll opt for that over anything else because I'm grinding for incense anyways, so it has to be a powder. This one I'm a little disappointed with. If you guys can see that, and I mean see it, not read it, because I could not read it. I actually had to refer back to my receipt in order to figure out what that said, but it says cedar. So, and it really does smell like cedar. So that's ground cedar. And here's another one that was handwritten, and it just says red sand. Okay. Now, you guys know there is such thing as a red sand, but this isn't sand. This is sandalwood. So that's confusing, and I'll probably end up making a new label for that. But 2 ounces of that. Juniper berries, very good quality, and they smell good too. Very woodsy. Benzoin, ground, pre-ground, love it. Copal, 1 ounce. And agrimony, 1 ounce. And somebody told me that this smells like green grass when it's burned. And I really hope that's the case, because I would love some incense that just reminds me of spring while we're in the winter, because winter sucks and all I can think about is spring. So all in all, I would have to say I would definitely order again from Soma Luna. It took this was considered a large order, so it took maybe 2 days to ship out. Actually, I think it was more like 3 days to actually ship. And then it was shipped priority, which is something you choose during checkout. And so, oh gosh, holiday season priority has been a nightmare. But this actually got to me relatively quickly because I think they're in Indiana and I'm in Michigan. So it's fairly close. So if you're on the West Coast, you might experience a little bit of a delay, especially during the holiday season. But normally the priority shipping is spot on, and it doesn't usually take that long for me to get stuff. So somaluna.com, check it out. They did not pay me for this review. Bought this stuff with my own money. Yeah, so it's definitely my honest opinion, and I have not seen anything wrong with any of these herbs. I've already used a couple of them for my incense research. Gosh, I'm losing it today. All right, so thanks for watching, guys. I hope you have a wonderful week and a Happy New Year.